What's good, everyone? I'm IAnthonyD. Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see your beautiful faces. We are talking some more Texas Chainsaw Massacre as the 17th edition of the Emotes Times is finally here. This is an update that we've been waiting for a long time now. And we'll be going over the three categories that they have, which is fits in testing, investigation, and needs more info. So let's see what TCM has in store for us for an update later this month. And if you haven't already, make sure to slash that like button and subscribe with notifications set to all. So in our fits in testing category, we have some pretty big hitters here. The Wyatt knife crashes, which is a big one. I've only experienced this once, but a ton of people have run into this, and that is when Wyatt throws a knife and he misses his target. For some reason, the whole game just dies, completely crashes, and everyone gets kicked back to the menu screen. So obviously this is a big deal. It's good to get this right out of the way. Next up, we have the Emotes crashes, which is arguably the biggest deal. And this is an entire platform that's been running into these issues a lot. This is something that happened previously. So I wonder what exactly is going on in these recent updates that it's affecting only Emotes players. But nonetheless, I'm really happy to see that on the list because Wyatt and the Emotes were two of the biggest ones. Next up, we have the Bones attribute fits. Only his blood harvesting was working when he was released. So players were forced to go with a blood build Bones, which honestly did work pretty well in combination with his bombs trapping up Grandpa, because his bombs take so long to go off that you're forced to put them in spots where victims are stuck for a little bit. So doing the animation of stabbing Grandpa worked well with a blood rush Bones. But now we're able to see who Bones really is as a character. It's gonna be interesting to see what builds everyone comes up with now that he's actually working properly. We have Hitchhiker's traps not dealing damage on the list. I believe that his level 3 was not working. The bleed effect on his traps were not working. This is a good one to have fits because that is a powerful Hitchhiker build, especially when you add Venom on top of that. So that's nice to see here. And that's going to be the complete of our fits in testing. For our next category, we have under investigation. And the first up, we have Coots, lots are on Graveyard are being looked into. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't played a ton of, I don't think I've played any Cook on Graveyard. It's just, he's just too slow in general. And then you add in the mud puddles. That just sounds like a nightmare. So I don't know what exactly is happening with his lots or if they're not working at all. Next up, we have Danny moving slower than other victims. I'm not sure if that's just his attributes being completely busted or something's wrong there. We have Grandpa Perks incorrectly staying active. I don't know why, but it seems like Grandpa Perks are always having some sort of issues. Either they're staying on too long or they're not activating at all. But that brings us to our last category here, which is pretty simple, needs more info. And that's stuck spots at Graveyard. There's a lot of places, a lot of dead ends, a lot of like nooks and crannies that our players are getting stuck into, and they're gonna need to gather some more info before they fix all that stuff. Honestly, personally, I would be cool with an entire rework of Graveyard. What I mean by that is just like remove some of the puddles, name some spots in the basement, get rid of some dead ends that I think just shouldn't be there. Overall, Graveyard is a dope looking map, but it sure can be frustrating to play sometimes. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Leave a comment. What do you think of this update? Is this what we needed moving into the new year? Are there some things here that shouldn't be? Are there some things here that should be? Let's talk about it. If you enjoy these type of videos, make sure to slash that like button and subscribe with notifications set to all. Until then, remember the rules to survive. Don't do drugs, don't have sex, and oh yeah.
Everybody dies. These days, there are certain rules. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a secret. You can never have sex. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, you never drink or do drugs. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a secret.